gonna roast the celebrities, okay? Instead, I plan on toasting them. Here's to watching movies the way they were meant to be seen. On a streaming service that you pay for with ads, because you forgot to cancel the 7-day trial and now they're just charging you and you kind of like even forget which credit card you put down and you're just gonna let it go because we're all gonna die someday and who cares?
Emmy-nominated comedian and actress Nikki Glaser, who the New York Times named Comedian of the Year, will host the 82nd annual Golden Globes, airing on CBS. Often referred to as Hollywood's biggest party of the year, this year's Globes, like previous events, will celebrate both film and television. It'll also be the first major award show of the new year. I caught up with Nikki Glaser earlier this week to find out how she's preparing for the Globes and what viewers can expect. Emmy-nominated comedian and actress Nikki Glaser is with us. Thank you so much for speaking with us, and big congratulations on hosting the Golden Globes. How does it feel to be hosting Hollywood's biggest party of the year?
I feel cool. I feel like one of the cool kids, the popular kids in Hollywood. You know, like you, as a dirty stand-up comedian, you just feel like you never really belong amongst like these A-listers. And I still don't. I mean, I'm hosting. I'm still a comedian. I'm not like sitting at their tables. I'm up on stage. But it really is a stamp of approval from show business to get asked to do this. And I'm so happy to be invited.
I think it's so interesting about your career because big fans know you as being this combination of vulnerable and so fearless. And of course, in the Boston area, Tom Brady is sacred. And so that roast of Tom Brady really made people think, ooh, who is this young woman? And now they absolutely know who Nikki Glaser is. How was that experience for you?
I mean, it was wild. I knew, you know, I just knew when I heard Tom Brady was doing the roast, I just had to be a part of it. I really thought I wasn't going to do another roast. I had done 3 prior to the Tom Brady roast, and I was kind of over them because as an aging woman in Hollywood, I just didn't want to go on a roast and have people call me old and ugly. And I just was like, I don't need that right now. And then I found out it was Tom Brady and I was like, I can do it one more time. I don't mind. Like that seems worth it. And it just, it was wild. I mean, I knew it was going to be big, but I didn't know quite what the scope of it would be. It really changed my life. And I really owe it to him because he did select who was going to be on the show. And, so he did his research and wanted me to be a part of it. And I'm so grateful that he put himself up for that. I mean, I think we underestimate how brave it is to put yourself in that position to be that vulnerable. Like as a quarterback, he is fiercely protected, but he was not that night. He was out in the open and got sacked.
I did think the ghost of Joan Rivers was smiling down at you from her red carpet in the sky. You remind me of her so much because
that's so nice.
At the Golden Globes, I mean, this must have been on your bucket list, but there, you know, Joan kind of, you know, teased the celebs from the red carpet. You're going to be right there in the room with them. How intimidating is that to think about?
You know, I can't give it too much thought because it is extraordinarily intimidating. I feel, like I said, I don't really feel like one of them. You know, I still look at them like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how famous these people are. So I feel kind of like an imposter in many ways. So I'm kind of just like faking it till I make it. I got to go out there and that's why I'm practicing so much. I'm writing so much. I'm making sure that monologue that I go out there with is just foolproof so that no matter what happens, the prompter can go out. I will have it memorized. I'll know exactly what my job is there. And I'm also testing out the material a lot beforehand in my live shows on my tour, just to make sure that these jokes work with an audience at home. So regardless of what the jokes do in the room that evening, I will know for sure based on doing these jokes in front of, you know, people that I tour in front of on the road, that these jokes work. So I'll at least hear the people laughing at home on their couches in my mind, because I know they have laughed at these jokes.
Ricky Gervais kind of changed the game a little bit when he flipped the script and really skewered all of the Hollywood stars in that room. What do you think is the secret to successfully hosting a show where obviously, you know, these people are there to celebrate their industry and what they're doing, but you also want to tease them a little bit? How hard is it to ride that line?
I watch Ricky and I go, oh, I want to do that because I like many people at home, I'm sure you've seen his clips on Instagram Reels or TikTok and you go, wow, what an iconic moment. He really told it like it was. And he was able to get away with that because people knew who he was. He had a reputation. He had also hosted the Golden Globes 3 times in a row before he really just went full throttle on everyone. So I've got to earn it a little bit more. That's not to say that I'm going to pull any punches. Like, I really want to be honest. I think that people expect me to be honest, to be brutal, but this is not a roast. These people aren't being paid millions of dollars to get lambasted by a comedian. These people are there because they're nominated to be celebrated. So I have to do it a little bit more covertly. It doesn't mean I'm not going to go there. I just will have to do it in a way that they might not notice. But I hope the people at home paying attention close enough are like, whoa, she just told that guy something that he's never heard before, but he's laughing at the joke with her. Like, oh, she got away with that. So it's going to take a lot of fine tuning. It's a very, very difficult gig to have. And I take it very seriously. That's why I'm preparing so meticulously up until the day.
Yeah, I think the master at this, I know you and I share a passion for Martin Short, and he and Steve Martin give it to each other pretty well. And he can really skewer people, but he's so charming and adorable. You sort of don't feel the knife until he's left the room.
That is exactly it. Martin Short is so good at that. He's one of the best roasters out there. I've studied him extensively. I watch all of his compilations of him roasting Conan. And you know what? At the base of it is it's an appreciation, it's a love, and it's an admiration for whoever he's roasting. Like, he couldn't get away with that if he really didn't like who he was talking about. So that's what I'm really trying to do right now, is to familiarize myself to the point where I really have a great admiration for everyone in that room and the work that they've done. So I'm just watching all the things that are nominated and trying to have a baseline of like, wow, this person is so talented. Then I can dismantle them. But it really has to come from a place of love and like, wow, this person, I have to put them on a pedestal before I knock them off of it.
The 82nd Annual Golden Globes, hosted by acclaimed Emmy-nominated comedian and actress Nikki Glaser, airs Sunday, January 5th, live at 8 p.m. on WBZ and streaming on Paramount+.